Making a follow-up video to the last video. Um, I would like to try, as briefly as possible, to catalog all of the changes that occurred in general from when I first started testosterone, what stuck around when I was not on testosterone, and what has already begun since resuming testosterone 3 weeks ago. So, I've sort of already cataloged what my voice sounded like, both in the last video versus in some of the older videos. You can watch and see what my voice sounded like, but my voice definitely got deeper, especially while I was still using the testosterone, which surprisingly didn't stick around when I was off testosterone for so many months. I can still get my voice to go a little deeper than I could before testosterone. Before I resumed testosterone. So while I was off testosterone for like over a year, I could still get my voice to go a little deeper than it could before, like if I relaxed and tried. But I couldn't get it to go as deep during that period of time as when I was still using the testosterone. So there was definitely some growth and some changes. But it's almost like I hadn't finished that process, so I kind of lost it, which is mind-boggling to me. Also, they say hair growth is like body hair growth and face hair growth is permanent, but I'd only started the very initial body hair and face hair process when I wasn't able to get consistent supply anymore. And surprisingly, it slowed down, and like a few of the hairs stuck around, but not all of what had grown in had stuck around. So like I still have a few that I've always had one little chin hair that always grew after puberty that I would pluck. And then it was joined by a few others, maybe like total 5, like really thick black beardy hairs that didn't get very long, maybe about a half a centimeter. But a lot of those sort of just thinned out, probably, I guess would be the best way to put it. They didn't really, I'm not sure that they stopped growing entirely, but they weren't as obvious. And then I didn't notice them there anymore, which was kind of strange. I was expecting those to be more permanent and have to like pluck or wax them, since they weren't going to have any other friends joining them. I didn't really notice any like top of head hair changes while I was on or when I wasn't on after the fact. It's kind of just status quo. My hair has always been problematic for me. So let's see, eyebrows. They've kind of gotten thinner, which may actually just be them resuming their natural thickness as when not on testosterone, which they may have gotten a little bit thicker while I was on. I was waiting for that change because that's something I do really want, is thicker eyebrows, and maybe I was so eager to find big caterpillars dead on my forehead one morning that the subtle changes I was getting wasn't enough to impress. But I haven't quite gotten to where I want with my eyebrows. Bottom growth is a definitive thing that happened and stuck around. And like I said in my Take 2 video, the growth that occurred, like the tissue changes stuck around. But like, while I was on the testosterone, I would sometimes wake up with morning wood, or a strong wind would blow, and I would have a semi or full-blown erection for no reason. and that occurring dwindled and then stopped when I went back off of the testosterone, which was actually really kind of disappointing. Not that I liked having raging hormones to that level, but it was disappointing. I mean, like maybe a half of how randy I was would have been preferable to, like 14-year-old boy levels, but that definitely went away with the testosterone. As far as like amount of growth, because not people don't talk about this enough, and it drives me nuts. I wish there was a forum like Reddit or Quora or something where people just hopped on and said, hey, this many months in, this many years in, started with this much growth, got to this much growth at 6 months, and got to my terminal growth max at this many years, and this is how big I got. Like, for research, for science, somebody has got to do this. Either way, I was already a little endowed in the clitoral department, just physically before testosterone ever was a thought in my head. To give numbers, I think I measured my pre-T length, if I'm using the top ridge. So like, got your little majora, let's call these the majora, right? Yeah, let's do that. And then like where you can see my face, like, there you go. Where you can see my face would be like the little hidden, doodad that we are born with. And so like if you measure like along here and you say like my eye would be the tip or the actual clitoris, so I would measure from the very top down to here at that ridge that is exposed. So pre-T I was what was it? Give me a sec. Pause this.